himself with a straw hat, as well as one that we're going to talk about in just a little while. Okay, so we're going to back out and let's start with our first painting. So here we have a painting called The Potato Eaters. Kind of has a silly name to it.
I love potatoes.
Kind of has a silly little name to it, but this was one of Van Gogh's paintings during a time where he was just learning how to develop his skills as an artist and as a painter. So one of the things that Vincent van Gogh wanted to do with this painting is he wanted to challenge himself, and he wanted to paint ordinary people living their ordinary lives and depict them sort of just in a regular setting. So these people here are sitting at a table eating potatoes. And Vincent van Gogh described the skin tone of these figures that he has in his paintings as having sort of like a potato-like skin. And he thought it was a little funny that you could depict people with this potato-like skin while eating potatoes. So we're gonna just zoom in a little bit closer, and I'm gonna open it up for people to share. What do they notice? What do they see? And what questions they have about this first painting.
And Jeremiah, you can unmute yourself.
When were they, what year was that? When they were alive?
This was 1885.
That's a long time ago.
Yes, it was a long time ago. And so notice how as you get closer, you can really see that Van Gogh used his brush to just show the shading and the shadows of the figures in their faces. He has this idea of some dramatic lighting. So you'll see how some parts of the figures' faces are bright, where other parts are not really shown. There's probably not that good lighting in here, considering this looks like a really old lamp, right?
Miss Louisa is like lighting for my Instagram pictures.
No, not lighting for your Instagram pictures, but this was like Instagram of their time.
Miss Calcaño, we have Sienna here, who has her hand raised.
Okay.
We also got Jayla too, so we can get Sienna and Jayla right after.
All right.
Go ahead, Sienna now.
So I noticed that there is 5 people on the table, and I noticed that they end up making a way for it to look 3D from the shading and the details on the picture.
Nice, that's a good observation. They did use lots of shading to give it that form of being lifelike, right? Jayla, I think you had your hand up.
It's so interesting about how the artist like painted the people and how it looks so lifelikely. And he must be really like talented for either makes it look so realistic and which makes it looks like a real person while drawing the bodies.
Nice, Jayla. We got Ariana as well.
Ariana, you can unmute yourself.
I wonder if the potato skin and they're eating potatoes implies that like you are what you eat or something.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that, but that was very
Let's
clever.
go, Ariana. That's my kid.
that you're doing a good job there, Mr. Yadabe. Oh my goodness.
That was a very good observation. That was very clever.
I didn't even prep her.
Ms. Calcaño, may I ask the kids, what would they believe seeing the mural in the hall? Would they believe that the same artist with all those colors is also the same person who started with this painting? Do you think you guys could raise your hands if you would have known that that was Vincent van Gogh's early painting compared to the ones you've seen?
We have Prince, I believe, that had his hand raised. Prince, you want to unmute yourself?
My guy.
What I was wanting to say was that I see that it was from a 1 point perspective that he drew it.
Ooh.
That's my guy.
Prince, what makes you say that?
Because we can see the 5 people, and we can mostly see the fronter, the part of their bodies that's in the front instead of the back. So we're receiving the 3D from the front, so from a 1 point perspective.
Got it. I like that observation, Prince, because in a way it is like a 1 point perspective. You get this viewpoint that there's a vanishing point in this center part here, or even over here, and you can definitely see most of the people at the table in their frontal view. Great observation. And now we are going to go straight into Vincent van Gogh's first painting, where he developed his own style. So after many years of studying, Vincent van Gogh painted a self-portrait with this felt hat. And at the time, he was living in Paris for 2 whole years, and he was studying a technique known as pointillism. And so he sort of applied this technique in his very own way. So we can see that in his brush strokes, how they're sort of dotted, and they're all going in very different directions. So now I'll open up the floor and talk and let everyone sort of just share their thoughts and questions about this work of art.
The people put their hands down, but I saw Alexander, Jeremiah, and Sienna. So Alexander, go up first, and then Sienna afterwards.
Why is there is that just the sky behind? Is that the sky behind him?
Yes, that is the sky behind him.
I don't even know who's in the room. I can't believe that.
Sienna?
I was acknowledging the lining for the painting. I noticed that when it comes to the lining, there's nothing going through each other, or like there's no lines that are like piercing through. And it's also doing like the shading right, so it's not like going over the rim of the hat, but it's going directly near it.
Got it. So this area right here.
That's called hatching. And cross hatching is when the lines cross to make the 3D, illusion. But hatching can also do the same thing. And instead of them crossing, he uses color to make the volume.
And so, looking at this style,
Sorry, one more.
one more? Yeah,
Jayla, you're the last one before we move on.
I really liked when the person who painted this painting was doing the strokes. At first, I thought maybe they used string to do it, but once I saw closer, I saw it was paint, and it really made me think, how did he do that? He must be really clever and really talented to make them no outline, for the outline to look so detailed and neat to match his personality with the painting.
Nice.
Awesome job, Jayla. Samuel, I saw your hand on the screen. The next painting that Ms. Calcaño goes over, you'll get to ask your question. All right, bro?
And so now we're still traveling through Van Gogh's work, and we are going into a painting known as the Yellow House. So just to give you some information, so Van Gogh was living in Paris still, and he had rented out 4 rooms in this big yellow house. And one of which was where he would sleep and stay, and the others were studios. And he was really happy at this point in his life because he felt that he had found a space where he can both work on his paintings and invite his friends to sort of just come and visit him and just enjoy their company. And so we're just gonna take a quick look up close. The green shutters was actually where Van Gogh worked and slept. So this is where he lived right here. So I'll open it up for any questions or any thoughts about the painting.
So Samuel's first, then Alexander, but anyone else, like you can, there's a lot of people on this line. Don't be shy. Just use the raise your hand feature. Again, you go to participants, you go to the right, and then you're gonna be able to raise your hand. So
Let,
Samuel, then Alexander. Samuel, go first.
Kaden, you go right after them, all right?
Sam. Okay. Samuel might be having technical difficulties. Let's go, Alex.
Yes.
Oh, he's here.
All right, Sam, what's up? Talk to us.
Why are these people like literally? We can't even see their faces.
Well, you're right. We can't see their faces. I think part of this is because he was standing really far away, and his major focus was just painting the house in which he lived and worked. So even over here, you'll notice some people that you can barely make out their faces, but you can tell that they're there, and you can tell that maybe he's standing from a really far away point of view.
All right, Alex.
And then Kaden.
Yes.
Why is the house so yellow? It's yellow so much. It looks like gold.
So a lot of the homes at that time in Paris, they were pretty much done in like bright colors, bright clay-like colors. So you'll see lots of browns, tans, and yellows. And they like to differentiate the windows and a lot of the architecture with just brightly colored shades and doors. So you'll see like some gray, you'll even see some blue doors. And then if you notice here, he has a green door with green shutters in the window.
We have somebody here, iPhone, don't know your name, but he or she's had a question up for a while.
iPhone,
So
you raise your hand. Go ahead.
And tell us your name too, iPhone. Oh, it's Nana. What's up, Nana?
Hi, Coach. Hi, Miss
What up?
Galgano. My name is Nana, and I also have been noticing about the painting of how, like, how the first self-portrait, how the lines were thin and like more spiky. That these ones are like wider and thicker strokes than the self-portrait.
Ooh, so I like that you're comparing, right? You're comparing his self-portraits to his more still life portraits, I would say, of just the outdoors that he has. So that's a very good observation. He did use many different sized brushes in his work. So you're right. For his portraits, he used a lot of the thinner brushes, thinner brush strokes, whereas for this painting, he might have used the wider brushes. And
Does Kaden still want to go?
Kaden, you want to speak?
Also noticed the trees and how they were well detailed.
Nice. So I'm just going to zoom in on the trees so that we can see. You're right, that is a lot of detail. He used about 3 to 4 different colors and used very quick brush strokes to depict those leaves. And then we are going to take a trip indoors now to his room where he slept and where he worked. So this painting is called The Bedroom. So this is the indoor version, the interior of his space that we just saw in the previous painting. As I zoom in, you can see the green window. You can see sort of his small table where he kept many of his brushes, some containers, water cups and such. And this is where he would sleep. He even kept sketches and some of his paintings up on the wall. He even has this straw hat, which he includes in some of his self-portraits, as well as he had several chairs, and in this drawer here, he included many books he did love to read. So now I'll open it up for any observations and noticings and questions. I see Kaden.
Kaden, you can unmute yourself.
I think he's thinking about his.
Definitely.
Yeah.
This painting looks like it's from a book.
Oh, it does kind of look like maybe it's from a book. Aminata, and then Nana.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of questions.
My question is that this is the room he slept in?
Yes, this is the room that he had slept in.
That looks like my room because of quarantine.
Was that Aminata from Success?
Yes.
What's up, girl? Can we get Natalie a question? She's been waiting for a while too, and we haven't heard from her yet.
Natalie and Nana as well.
Natalie, unmute yourself.
So my question is, from the books he read, was that like where he got the ideas of how to like paint?
That is actually where he got many of his ideas from. He loved the idea of storytelling. So many of his paintings sort of told either a story about himself or a story about the people around him. He also used just his personal experiences to showcase in his paintings as well.
If I can add, Ms. Calcaño, the stories that he would make with his life and about people, that's usually how he would choose what colors to use in the paintings, depending on how he felt about the person or what he thought about their life. So that's a very good observation.
And then we have, I think, Nana and then Genesis. I saw Genesis have her hand up.
I have been noticing that I also don't see a lot of pointillism like the last two pictures, and the strokes look like normal strokes than like pointed lines.
That is a good observation. So he definitely applied pointillism in his own way by using different colors. You can see that kind of in the way he depicted the windows. So you'll see some yellows, you'll definitely see some greens and grays and browns. So while he didn't stick to the traditional stippling of pointillism, he definitely used quick or short brush strokes using a variety of colors.
Genesis. Go ahead, unmute yourself, Genesis. Genesis, I would say text me a question. Your internet is lagging.
I think it's just catching up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Genesis, just text me a question We're gonna move on down with the questions. Kaden. We got you, Jayla. We got you, Sienna. Kaden, you're next.
Okay.
Kaden Guerrero. All right, we're gonna move on to Jayla quick, so we could go through Kaden. If you come back later, just raise your hand again. Jayla.
What makes this painting really interesting is that, like, when he tried to do the room and he tried to put much detail as possible, which makes it really unique. It also writes me in how cool and amazed how he made the furniture look so real and describe what happened at this time and how did it look like in his bedroom.
Man, where you guys in success find this one, man?
She's special, bro.
Well,
Thank you for that.
Her observation goes back to a lot of what many of you guys have mentioned, the perspective, the colors, the the shading, but instead of like the potatoes where he made it very dark, he just uses different shades of color to create the shading. So you guys are just packing it all in. Very well done.
I want
Sienna
to give a
now.
shout out to everybody in here right now. You guys are killing it right now with all these questions. Super engaged. Keep it up, guys.
Reaction, applause.
Sienna now.
Oh, how can you do that? I need to do that too.
I noticed that how precise the lining is for it, like how they're able to make such discrete shapes from with tools like that, and also how they're able to like place it to able to do the colors without like mixing them together.
Nice. So it's interesting that you brought that up without mixing them together, because most of his paintings were made from oil, and so with oil paintings, you are pretty much just layering on. So this painting probably took a really long time. There was a process of just starting off with really light strokes and light color and pigment, and then layering on more and more color. So I think that the nature of oil painting does have something to do with just his technique and his showing that he's like barely mixing the colors together. They're sort of just overlaying on each other. And now we are going to go into Van Gogh's final years, where he created a large number of works. And so we're moving into one of his most famous paintings, known as Sunflowers. And so this is not an original copy. He actually had made two copies of a painting like this for his friend, Paul Gauguin. And so for him, his friend loved it so much that he hung it in his room. This was also just very Vincent. He used one color throughout the whole painting for the most part. Let's see if we can zoom in. And he did this to sort of show that you can, while mixing just like different shades of just one color, you can still create a painting that shows just great variety and great technique. So if we look at just the way that he depicted the flowers that have a lot of yellow hues in it, in the vase that the sunflowers are in, the way that they're sort of like wilting in each direction, and just the true nature of like a sunflower. It kind of feels like fuzzy, kind of prickly in the middle, and then even in the background as well. Oh.
Are you painting as well, Miss Gogh?
Yes, I'm painting as well. Sorry about that, guys. So here is just one example of one of his most famous and recognized paintings. And I believe, Miss Christina, did you also have something to add about sunflowers?
I do. This is one of the reasons why he is such an amazing painter. He not only did not only did the two paintings, but he did multiple drawings and multiple, you could say they were studies. He was studying how many different ways the flower bent and moved, how it changed over time. Ms. Calcano, if you could zoom back into the fuzzy sunflowers.
Sure.
And show the students that it's one of the things he'd like to show was time. And so you can see some of the flowers have their petals, but the ones that are the fuzzy dark yellow have lost it. And so that he's very much someone who loved and appreciated life and different time spans within life, which is why the paintings come out so lovely.
I have an observation.
Oh, yes.
Please share.
What's up?
I'm sorry, I don't know. Who is the 027810?
That's quite cool.
Hi.
Hi. So what I think about this painting is that I see that for some of the flower petals, he didn't use like one of the thicker brushes. He might have used some of the thinner ones.
And which flowers do you notice that difference?
I
I
noticed
want to
that.
add on to him.
I noticed that the yellow flower. I see that the petals are really like are not that like thick painted. They're like swirly a little bit and like pokey. So that means like he didn't use like one of the long and like really big brushes. He might have used some of the skinny brushes to paint the flowers.
So I think
I want to add on to Kwaku.
Yes, please.
I want to add on to him because he mixed a little bit of colors. Like you see, for the ones that had no flowers, he mixed some colors like yellow with a darker color to make this type of brownish color for the flowers who lost their petals. But for the flowers who had the petals, he used like bright yellow. The yellow's not that bright, but he used like bright yellow. And from the vase, like he drew the object in his house.
So I definitely agree. I think maybe this probably was an object in his house. He often would set up sort of like a still life and paint from there. So just painting from just pure observation.
Ms. Calcano, can we find out who that was? I think that was Quadwell. Was that Quadwell?
Yeah, that was Quadwell.
I knew it.
Fire tablet was Quadwell.
Yeah, Quadwell. Brothers.
Good observation.
Good job, Quadwell. Good job, Quaco.
Oh,
Ariana Pena. Oh, sorry.
Oh, and
Alex
and
has had
Alexander.
his hand up for a while.
Yeah, he's like
like hello.
Ariana has a question. Ariana Pena.
Yes. So Ariana and then Alexander.
Sienna, we see you too, girl.
Go ahead, Ariana. Unmute yourself.
Was the first self-portrait painted in his blue period?
Oh. We know about the blue period of Picasso.
Yeah.
Somebody doing their Googles?
Yeah.
Good job, Ariana.
Now, Picasso was later way past in post-impressionism. But it is safe to say that the blues and yellows are some of Van Gogh's primary colors or most favorite colors to use throughout his paintings. So very well said.
Yes.
God, we're killing it right now.
He's also a little bit creative. I see something a little bit creative because, like, I never see a flower with some blue inside, but when you see that painting, I see like a flower with some blue inside and a flower with some green. The things that are usually in the flower are like yellow.
Good point. Good point. Like I said, he painted how he felt about certain things. So if he wanted to add a little more extra color, Alex, my man.
Alex, we see you. We see you, Alex.
See you.
Paciencia, my goodness.
We see you, Alex. We see
So
you.
it's a good observation you made that he added the blue because, as we mentioned before, yes, he likes to not only paint what he sees, but paint how it makes him feel. So well put. Now, Alex, are you ready?
He been ready.
He's been
ready.
Why is the flowers yellow like the house that I said earlier? Why is it yellow like the other, like the house?
Because he likes yellow.
Yes, I would agree. I think it is because he likes yellow. Also because at the time, there as far as like pigments go, yellow was one common pigment or hue that they would have, especially in paints. So his choice of yellow might also be due to just a limited choices in terms of what colors there were out there readily available.
Oh, Ms. Calcaño, we have Sienna and Dayanara.
Yes. So Sienna first and then Dayanara. Oh, and then Prince.
I noticed that it looks like there's like some sort of texture in the painting. Like for the flowers that don't have petals, you can see that it looks a little bit fuzzy and spiky. And the ones that do have petals, you can see that they sort of look sort of flimsy. And you can tell from the way that he painted it.
Nice. So that is a good observation. Yes, he was a fan of adding lots of texture. And so even with oil paintings, you can get a lot of rich texture with quick brush strokes, with long brush strokes. So I feel like he used a variety here to depict the nature of the flowers. And then
He's
Dayanara.
actually very talented.
Mr. Fire Tablet, you gotta raise your hand, Bob.
Quadwo, you cannot call out. This is just like school, bro. Do not call out.
It's Dayanara's turn. Let's give her a chance to speak.
Dayanara Garcia.
You said that sometimes he painted how he feels, so the yellow could be how he felt happy.
Oh, the connection between color and feeling.
Yes, I can definitely agree with that. Yellow is definitely considered a very happy color, and so that might also be sort of why, especially since he did give many paintings like this to his friend. He was one artist that really cared deeply for his friends, and so giving his friends something like this could show that he's very happy, very content with the friendship that he has.
A good expression of joy and gratitude. Very well said.
And then Prince, because I know Prince has had his hand up for a while.
So my question is, it's not about this picture specifically, but is it true that it's not possible to make the three primary colors by mixing two colors, which are yellow, red, and blue? Is it true that it's not possible for artists to make blue, red, and yellow by mixing two colors?
That's actually a good question. But the truth is, yes, the primary colors are primary because the name itself, primary being first. And so those colors, when they're created, they're not made by mixing other colors. However, when you mix the primary colors, you have secondary, second color from two of them put together. So yeah, when they make those colors, especially during this time, because this is when the little paint bottles were created, so you could take your stuff outside, inside, wherever you wanted, those paint pigments were not mixed by making two colors to make yellow, blue, or red. They're made on their own.
Okay.
Prince, great question. I didn't even know that. Thanks, Miss Avocado.
You're very welcome.
And then here I have our final painting. This was one of the final paintings that Van Gogh made before his death. This is called Almond Blossom, and it was considered to be a gift to his new nephew. So in his letters to his brother Theo announced that he is having a son, and he named his son after Vincent van Gogh. And so this was just sort of a gift to his nephew because he was so happy. And he was just, this also happened just around the springtime. So finding out that he's going to be an uncle, that he's going to have a nephew that's named after him, brought him a lot of joy. And so almond blossoms, the nature of blossoming or blooming, shows a sign that like spring is sort of like coming. And so it was a really joyful time for him. And this was just sort of how he was feeling. Kind of like how Miss Avocado had mentioned, that he paints how he feels. And so he painted it on a blue sky, very gentle looking flowers and branches. And so this was one of his most final happy moments. And I'll open it up to just some questions, some noticings.
Can we get Genesis on? I don't think we've heard from her today.
Yes, Genesis.
I noticed through all the pictures that we've already seen in this one that they all have texture, and like also like through all of them he's showing that he has joy and that he's happy. And yeah, that's it.
No more technical difficulties, Genesis. I love it.
Yeah, let's go.
I see Alexander, Aminata, iPhone, and Haiti. Haiti has not participated yet. Can we give her a shot?
Let's do it.
Aw, Haiti.
I noticed that there's like, it kind of looks like a cherry blossom, but like less color versus like white. Like, it looks like it's gonna die like any time. That's very sad.
Nice. So I like the comparison to cherry blossoms. They do show that same gentleness, just with less color. Yes.
Miss Calcaño, can we get Kaylee as well? I don't think she raised her hand, but I can see on her screen she like put her hand up.
Yeah, Kaylee.
Sorry, Kaylee, if I messed up your name.
You're gonna be next.
I like the yellow color because it's so happy. And I like the cherry blossom too. If they look like flowers.
That's right, honey. Flowers are blossoming, especially with cherry and almond blossoms. They spring before the fruit and the seed and the nuts. So new blossoms equal new life.
Wow.
New joys.
Nice job, Kaylee.
Yeah, nice job.
And then who else? I see lots of hands up. I see Prince. I see Jayla. Did I see Alexander? I think I saw Alexander.
Yeah,
his hand is still up.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Alexander, then Jayla, Prince, and we can go from there. Okay.
I noticed that it's like a bad tree, like an animal like bited a lot of flowers off of it. It kind of looks like that.
Oh, yeah, because we see a lot of branches that don't have the flowers like in full bloom, right? And then
a very interesting perception. I like that.
And then who did I say was next? I think I said.
I think you said Prince and then Jayla, I believe. I think.
Yeah, so Prince and then Jayla.
So my question is, Are you gonna have more meetings like this in the future?
We're gonna give you all the details after this,
Yeah.
Prince.
Yes.
This is just the beginning, bro.
And then Jayla, I think we have, yeah.
I really like this picture because it shows something real in real life. A beautiful tree with amazing looking flowers, and I love the details that that he tried to put into the flowers and the sky and the beauty all in one piece. And because this piece is so amazing, and he gave it to someone, it makes it more special and more unique.
I have an observation.
Yes.
So I think that he did something a little bit creative with the branches, because I usually know that branches are brown, but he wanted to be like more happy since he wanted to show that spring was coming. He wanted to make a little bit more like happy colors, so he put like light blue or light green as the branches, and I really like that.
Nice, Quaco. Can we get Aminata and Nana? I think iPhone is Nana, and then Aminata. They've been waiting for a while.
Yes.
I also noticed that the trees looks like cartoon versions. Tree.
So they kind of look a little cartoony, like over here.
And Nana.
I want to say that I like this picture because the color is pretty and the flowers are nice, and I like how the branches are not like brownish, but they're like a pretty like teal color.
Well said.
Well said, yes. And so this is going to conclude our art tour. There are many works online. We can work out a way to send you the links to see the museum on your own screen and at your own time as well. But this concludes our art tour. And now we'll open up the floor to just hear some thoughts, some questions. This is where we're going to talk about Prince. I know you asked the question of, are we going to have more meetings like this? So we'll talk more about that at this time right now.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hold on, let me look through my list real fast. I got a few, but I'm gonna give you one. I wanted to know, what is your favorite Van Gogh painting? Which one do you like the most, and which one do you like the least?
For me, my favorite would have to be Starry Night. It's not here in this museum, which makes me really sad. It's actually at the MoMA, so maybe we'll do another tour where we'll get a chance to all look at that. My least favorite, it's hard to say. I would, I don't think I have any least favorites for
Okay.
Van Gogh. Yeah.
Friends, make sure you Google Miss Calcaño's favorite piece.
Yeah, it's actually sitting right here in New York at the MoMA, which is so disappointing that we can't really go visit it. But it is a wonderful piece.
All right.
I think Alex got a comment. His
Yes.
hand is blinking on and off.
Alex?
I did not like the one that had ripped. I like the one that had bitten because I like stuff that's broken because I love it. And then I don't like the stuff that's fixed. That's why I don't like mine.
Thank you, Alexander.
Oh, and he dabbed on us too.
Oh, he did.
I got a question.
Who's that, Samuel?
Guys, remember to raise your hands. We can't all be talking at once.
Wait, who was that was just about to speak?
I think that was Samuel on the screen.
That was Samuel. Samuel.
Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, there we go.
I like I actually like all the pictures. Like they're really interesting and like cool and nice. I really like the one with the potato heads.
The potato eaters. Yeah.
Good job, Sam. You answered my next question. I was gonna ask you which one was your favorite, but you answered that.
Wait a second.
All right, who's next?
Ooh, they coming.
Oh,
Heidi. Sorry.
Haiti.
Go ahead, Kat. Sorry, Haiti. I messed up your name. I won't do that again.
Haiti, and then
Alexander has been flashing for like 1,000 years. So Haiti, go first.
Alexander, one button crazy, man. All right, let's let our
just leave it on. So we'll make sure. We promise you'll get your question across, bro.
All right, Haiti, go ahead.
I mean, most of the paintings were like, how do I say this? Were like beautiful, and they're all probably meant like to one feeling. Like the one with the almond blossom, it looked like it was like sad. The sunflowers kind of look like joyful, and yeah.
I guess she made a connection between the feelings, how some of them made you feel joyful and some of them made you feel sad. Because Haiti, you're breaking up, but that's what I put together from what you said.
I got that.
Good job, Mr. Yadaberry. We got Sienna and we got Jayla. So we'll go with Sienna first, and Jayla, you go right after.
There's a lot of people on here. Come on, make sure you get your questions in.
Okay. So I wanted to know, what's your favorite type of art style?
I like that.
I think both of you should answer that.
My favorite kind of art style is pretty much considered aqueous media. It's where you have liquid ink, watercolor, just pretty much anything that's free flowing. And I like to do more abstract art. So not so realistic, but very abstract.
You stole my answer. Just so you kids know, we had this when we were both studying as artists, and that's mainly the reason why we both very much love aqueous media, which is watercolor hybrid painting.
Yeah.
She does abstract though. I do representational neo-impressionism, which means it's today's version of post-impressionists like Van Gogh, but with the aqueous media.
That's a great question, Sienna.
Yeah, that was.
Love it. Jayla, the mic is yours, girl.
I see you working back there. You've been inspired. Look at that. She's fast with it too.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me unmute Jayla. Jayla, unmute yourself. Go ahead.
That's so cool. My favorite was the sunflower because it inspired me. And it made me feel like it was a special gift and message inside of it. And I really liked it because of the details. And the second one was the last painting when there was the green tree with the pretty designs on the flowers. It made me really like the details, and it made me wonder if I can do one of them, and it inspired. So for my question, if I have a least favorite, I really don't, because they're all inspiring, and yeah, I don't really know.
Jayla, can I add on something?
Sure.
I think you can do it. once you get off this call, since you're already inspired, go make something happen. I've seen some of your artwork and it's pretty good. So go make it happen.
I agree, 100%. I would even say I would take it a step further and say, look around your house, see what kind of objects you have that remind you of Van Gogh's still life paintings, and then make your own. See what you can come up with.
Got it. And I know, just to now tie it all up, Prince had asked if this is something that we are going to do more often. And I really like that question because we would love to do this as often as you would like. So thank you all for pretty much being our first sort of like group. And if you really enjoy it, as much as we did, we definitely could make more meetings and more virtual museum tours happen just like this.
Ms. Calcano, can I add something real fast?
Yes.
I want everybody to unmute yourselves and give a big round of applause to Ms. Calcano and Ms. Avocado for being great hosts.
Well, a reaction from Ms. Calcano.
Unmute yourselves, go crazy.
I can do this. Look.
Nice.
I have to do that too.
We could have
Captain,
all
can you tell the people?
longer.
We did it. This is so cozy.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Mom, they can hear her.
Thumbs up.
I know how to do that.
Nice.
Look.
So
We can have our attention a little bit longer, you guys.
The volume was going up.
I just want to say thank you all for joining. You're now stuck here in Amsterdam.
You are now.
No. I'm getting tickets back to New York.
You guys got to find your way back.
Getting tickets back.
Flights are cheap, though.
It's not a one-way flight if you have a jet. I can buy one. I can just start my own business. It'll take a few years.
All right, Mr. Entrepreneur.
All right. So, thank all of you for joining us on this wonderful journey. I mean, this is our one-way flight, but you're stuck here in Amsterdam. But you guys will be able to find your way back to New York or Cali or wherever you're from. On this call, we have somebody from California.
One-way flight. We have to get back.
And I
I have enough money for it.
I think I might have to mute some people.
Oh no.
Okay. So we hopefully will be seeing you guys soon. We'll be sending out things about.
So,
This is
Ms.
fun.
Calcano, Ms. Acevedo, so we're gonna have some art classes in the future. The digital art class is gonna be led.
Finally, thank you.
Finally, thank you.
So digital art class is gonna be led by Ms. Calcano, and there's gonna be a sketchbook and bookbinding class that's going to be led by Ms. Acevedo. Right after I do this presentation, I'll let them speak more on that. But those will be coming available to you soon down the pipeline. The same way it's gonna be through Zoom. It's gonna be on Saturday, so it doesn't conflict with your school, and that you're able to, get whatever you need done for school, and then we'll be able to provide these opportunities for you on the weekend. What we do plan to do, Coach, you want to talk more about chess? We do have chess coming soon down the pipeline.
Yes.
So just kind of like what Mr. Yadaberry said, just to piggyback on that, we're gonna have chess coming up soon, coding, music. I know a few friends are already interested in chess, so the same way we put out that Google form to see if you're interested in chess, we're gonna bring out another form and do the same thing, and then whichever friends are interested in chess, we'll bring you guys all together in one room, and then we'll get something going with chess. So if you're a beginner, you'll let us know if you're a beginner. If you know how to play, I know some of you guys in here already know how to play. You'll just give us your experience level, and then from then we'll kind of put you where you fit in. All right. But other than that, just be on the lookout for those emails.
So chess is definitely going to be coming down soon. coding and music, we're still looking for coding and music teachers, but like coding is like my heart. I really want kids from like our neighborhoods to like really learn how to code. Like you guys love making games, so it'll be to the benefit that you're able to create your own games. Maybe become like the next one of the next designers at EA Sports to make 2K. The next person that's the graphic design team at Fortnite. Also, you know, artists are able to work in the digital world and make these characters. Like recently, I just saw Travis Scott do a whole concert in Fortnite, which I thought was really cool. And I'm sure that's a lot of man hours that goes into making that happen. So definitely, I want coding to be a new pursuit, and music is gonna be down the pipeline also. Um, you won't be able to play instruments from Zoom, obviously, because you don't have any instruments, but a teacher can teach you how to actually read music sheets. Like this music sheet is actually the music sheet for Old Town Road. But you wouldn't be able to read it on your own. So like you need that help to get that understanding. So you can contact us, parents, if you're on the call with your kids, you can contact us with our email, neighborhoodunitedny@gmail.com. You can also follow us on social media and Instagram, where we be posting flyers and different things. But we have most of you guys' emails, so we'll be sending you any kind of information that we have, but also push it out to you. On Facebook and Instagram, it's all Neighborhood UN. And yes.
Right after you're done, because I see Sienna's hand blinking. I think Sienna's going to be the last one, and then we'll probably close this up. So Sienna, talk to the people. What you want to tell us, girl?
I think you got to unmute her.
Oh, let me see.
I unmuted her.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Sienna, go ahead, girl.
It was meant to be a small joke, but like, why not just do coding for musical chess?
Oh.
I see you got jokes.
Sandwich it together.
Coding for musical chess.
Yes.
Duly noted.
That really should be
Noted.
a PC game or something.
Yeah.
Sienna, how about you make that?
You can make that happen.
I'm not doing
Because I'm not doing it.
So as soon as this call is over, you guys will actually be receiving an email that will have the Google form inside for the art. I have the Google form inside to sign up for the art classes, and there will be a section at the bottom that will actually your interest in any of the other classes that we may have, and you can sign up for other classes that you're interested in. But besides that, that's about it from us. You got all the information in that email. You have the art form sign up sheet. You have our social media, and if parents you want to make any kind of donations to us, not required, and then we'll like distribute that amongst the art teachers. Also, you can also make that happen. All the information is in that email that's coming to you. But thank you guys so much for coming through. I really enjoyed having you guys here, and like I was really hoping it was not just gonna be us four on the call, just staring at each other.
So thank you guys for not having us be lonely.
Ms. Calcaño, do you want to talk about the classes we're holding, or should we just write that in?
Yes, Ms. Calcaño, you could talk about digital art for a little bit and like.
Yeah, can you start? I'm gonna get my samples.
So I will be leading some digital art classes where I'll be introducing you to many websites, free apps that you can either download onto your tablets, your computers, or other devices, and where you can sort of just create artwork and then keep it and save it for your own like digital portfolio. And this is something that, you know, you can continue to work on. And as you get older, if you are interested in attending art school or studying art just at the higher level, you now have your own digital portfolio that you can present to people. Or if you're interested in working for like just like an art firm, an art gallery, it's always good to just have that portfolio right in hand. So definitely going to show you how to use many of the tools it's very similar to Adobe, Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. So very happy and excited to be working with all of you if you're interested.
Can I sign up for the art class?
Yes.
And Miss Avocado.
Yes. Okay. So my specialty is sketchbook studies and bookbinding, as well as aqueous media. So my projects would be how to make your own sketchbooks. And so there's so many different ways. You would be learning very old techniques like this one right here. This is called a Japanese stab bind. You would also be learning how to make a perfect bind out of your own artwork. This is my little dictionary that I'm writing in. And also my favorite, all-time favorite, the Coptic stitch, which is the best sketchbook to have because you can make it with this beautiful braided bind, and then you can design the covers yourself. So this one's blank, but right here we have a nice dragon that I drew for a friend. And there's so many other things and other ways to do this. And I just want to see what you guys, the type of books you make, as well as what you put in them. All right? So that's what my class will be holding.
And then we do have 2 more minutes before this call is over. If anyone has comments about any of the classes, whether it's digital art or the sketchbook, I see Sienna, your hand is raised. I just wanted to tell you guys beforehand, the digital art is mostly for ages 4 to 10 years old. And the sketchbook / bookbinding is more so for like ages 11 through 17. A lot of older kids, it does require, you know, a lot of independence, and I guess maybe you might be using some sharp tools, Miss Acevedo. So we're trying to save the sketchbook for the older kids. So on the Google form, you're gonna actually put your age also, just so that we know. But you 4 right here, so Sienna, Aminata, Alexandria, Prince, you're the last questions, and then we're closing out. Go ahead, Sienna. I'm unmuting you.
Okay. Is there any small chance that we could be taught how to actually like draw that dragon? Because that was actually really good.
So this is actually a dragon from a card game. His name is Gogh. If you want to look it up, are you writing this down? It's a long name.
It looks like she's writing it down. She's like,
okay, Gogh, Kokusho, Gogh, the evening star. It's very, very
okay.
All right, next, Aminata.
Is it gonna be on a video call for a digital art and sketchbook?
Yes. It will be on a video call.
For now, both of them are on video call. Once quarantine is over, we're gonna look for physical spaces where people can attend. And even in those physical spaces, I'll still try for people that can't make it to do some kind of Zoom or like video so you can watch from home if you can't attend the physical workshops. So we always try to add that digital component because we see how important this space is. But we're gonna try to also do physical spaces so you can actually get that in-person experience, people walking around and actually looking at your work.
So cross your
Good job,
fingers.
Aminata.
Yes.
Let's get Alex and then Prince. Hopefully the video doesn't close on us.
Hope not. Alex? Oh. Prince?
All right, let's go with Prince then.
Anyone, Alex or Prince, whoever. Oh, let me.
Oh, they can't get. They're on.
Prince, go.
You guys muted me. That's so bad today.
Sorry. Prince, go.
Are we ever gonna do any how to draws?
We can, if you'd like to add that to the sketchbook class. I definitely think it's a good idea to put the two together.
Definitely. I feel like after you create your books, you could do how to draw maybe certain kind of characters. I know a lot of you are like big into anime and things like that, so maybe.
And that is actually one of my favorite things to do. So we can start with drawing our anime characters, creating
Naruto.
No, better than Naruto.
Goku.
Okay.
Goku.
Cowboy Bebop.
Prince, would you like that?
Oh, let me
I
unmute him.
think he would.
Let me unmute him. You're
Yes.
muted.
Yes. Okay. All right. So
Jayla. Yes, Jayla. I think you're good to go now. Oh.
I think she's still muted.
no,
Nope.
I think I got it.
Now she's good.
I have 2 things to say. One, how do you like how it turned out?
That was fast.
Fire. When you had time for that?
Color in the background.
She's doing that right now. She was like,
Jeez.
She's a beast, bro. I'm trying to tell you, man.
And
She's
number
nice.
2, when are we gonna draw all together our self-portraits anytime soon, or draw together?
we definitely can. Miss Avocado, do you want to add more to that?
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of feedback from you guys about what you want to learn to draw, and I think that can definitely be put into our bookbinding sketchbook class, because a very important thing that I think you need for your sketchbooks is content, which is everything that's inside. And so if you want to use these books as your studies for how to draw self-portraits, how to draw from life, how to create anime characters, we can put it all in here. So does that sound good to you, Jayla?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Let's get Alex. I think he's been waiting for a while, and then I think he'll be the last one.
Alex.
Alex, the floor is yours.
First of all, I have nothing to say. Second of all, I don't know. And third of all, I'm a dab 10 times.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's taking full advantage of
And
Oh man, he's dropping the mic on that one.
I think that's the perfect way to end it. I think all of us, we should all dab. Everyone dab on the call wherever you're at.
Shout out to Alex.
Thank you so much, Miss Avocado. Thank you so much, Miss Calcano. Thank you, Mr. Hydera. And we're out.
Thank you, Mr.
guys.
Yadaberry. Deuces.
Check your emails. And I'm ending the call. Bye.